Meet Temitope Oyedeji, UI's best graduating student in mathematics. I thought it was impossible for him to graduate top of his class at the university. He didn't like being a student, he didn't like attending lecture, he easily got distracted, he felt intimidated, he found it hard to cope in the university. His workload was super crazy because he combined working and learning at the same time. So what made Temitope Oyedeji become UI's best graduating student in mathematics? That is what we are going to find out in this video. Don't go anywhere. Welcome to my channel. I'm Mrs. Ezine and I'm a lecturer who is passionate about helping students succeed in the university. Academic tips that will help you to have a high CGPA in school and make the best out of your university, then I suggest you just hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell to be notified of all the new posts I make on this channel. Temitope Oyedeji was the best student in the Department of Mathematics with a CGPA of 3.87 out of 4.00 in the just concluded session at the University of Ibadan. He then didn't just come out the top of his class, he also bagged 41 awards. Yes, 41 awards, including the National Outstanding Mathematics Student of the Year Award, the Best Graduating Student in the Faculty of Science, the Best Student in the Department of Mathematics, and also Outstanding Student in Academics. And he was the Best Sportsman of the Year. Yes, you heard that right. Sportsman of the Year. Temitope Oyedeji grabbed all these awards and graduated with a first-class GPA of 3.87 over 4.00 grading system used in the University of Ibadan, one of the most prestigious universities in Africa. At his interview with Vanguard and discovered 21 lessons that can be learned from his experience in the university that led to all this. Let's go on. He had a mentor. While he was entering UI in 2017, his elder brother Oyedeji Timilehin was graduating from the University of Ilorin, and his brother graduated top of his class and also top of his faculty. So he had a lot of motivation stemming from his brother's experience at the university. He had social support from his parents. He said, "I remember my dad telling me I must beat his grades and records, and I was laughing to myself because it looked quite impossible to me, but inspired me to always be the best. Thank God I did." I see that his dad motivated him to achieve excellence, and so because his brother did and the father expected him to do better and believed that he could do better. His perception, and I was laughing to myself because it looked quite impossible to me, but inspired me to always be the best. He laughed when his father actually said it. This thing, why are you disgracing me like this? Why are you disgracing me? Changed the way he thought and began to see that he could achieve it. If his brother could achieve it, then he could also achieve it. The same with you. You can also achieve it if you put your mind to it. He was very determined. He was determined to achieve success and excellence in all his affairs, not just some, all his affairs. That's why you can see that he didn't just graduate top of his class, but he also bagged 41 awards, including sports. He was very focused in all that he did. So there is no how you will achieve excellence without being focused, very focused on your goals. And his goal back then was to beat his brother, not just at the top of his class, but in all things that he had to do in the university. He engaged in productive extracurricular activities, which were footballing and tutoring. He said, "Apart from being a focused student, I was actively involved in the department and faculty's football team. I also taught pre-university and 100-level tutorials." He unknowingly used the famous technique, which is teaching or explaining a concept breaking it down into simpler terms to someone with no knowledge of that concept. For example, a 6th grader, a primary school child. As he taught pre-university students and 100-level tutorials on mathematics, he was solidifying his knowledge on mathematics. So you can see the connection there. Exercise. We know that exercise helps our brain to function better and retain information better. So engaging in extracurricular activities like playing football, because he came out the best even in football, you can see that exercise, because it's not just playing ball, you have to engage in other stretching and all that. So exercising actually helped him to retain information better. He had excellent time management skills. Students as a tutor and also a footballer, a sportsman, can really be challenging. But Temitope Oyedeji was able to balance his social life, sports life, and student life. So to be able to graduate top of your class, you have to have excellent time management skills. Able to balance these three part of his lives together also helped him to cope with the workload in school and discipline. He got distracted, so he had to train his body to be disciplined when it came to learning, especially during lectures. It's a key element to getting at the top of your class, being a serious student. He said, one of my biggest challenges as a student was being a student. Sitting through the conventional lectures was sometimes difficult. My mind and body were always going, and I couldn't wait to get out of my seat, move around, share my thoughts, and interact with my peers. I handled it by focusing all my energy on my listening and note-taking. To train his brain not to be distracted in class by paying apt attention in class, and also had good note-taking skills. So that is a very brilliant idea to make sure that you are not distracted with your thoughts going away from class by taking notes and making sure that you are following what your lecturer says in class. Understood himself. I understood what works for me. I don't really spend many hours reading because I will get distracted. Temitope understood that he couldn't concentrate for long hours because he easily got distracted. So he brings us to our lesson 14, that he unknowingly used the Pomodoro technique, which is reading for a certain number of minutes and taking a break and coming back after that break, like 15 minutes break, to read more. So spacing out his reading like that enabled him to read his notes and retain information better. He had a thorough understanding of the concepts of each course. He said, I only need to get the concept of the course or material, and I have just little work to do thereafter. Without proper understanding of your material for each course, there is no way you can retain information. So understanding is key. Made sure that he was 95% prepared for an exam. I made sure that I am about 95% satisfied before going for any exam or test. It's very hard to achieve 100%, but he made sure that he was 95% satisfied to be ready to write that any exam or test. So preparation is key. Satisfaction is also essential. So make sure you achieve both and before you take any exam or test. He read relevant materials for each of his courses. Temitope only concentrated on what was relevant to his course. So any other additional textbooks that were not relating to his course or talking about what he really needed was thrown aside. I guess this is because of the he attended a public university, and there are times that school goes on strike, and by the time you come back you'll be pressured, have lesser time to study. So anything that is not relevant to what you are going to prepare for, then you should discard. Just focus, concentrate on what is actually needed, and you do so by listening to what your lecturers tell you in class. Understood his lecturers and what they wanted. A good understanding with each lecturer of your courses will help you so much to be able to give them what they want for each course. So studying your lecturers is essential to passing that course, each of your courses in the university. Competitive environment. That he graduated top of his class. So imagine how his home environment is. Okay, you have best students here and there, and you can see that there's that competitive edge there. Also, his school, University of Ibadan, is one of the best schools in Africa, and trust me, it's very hard to enter into that school. And for him to be in that school, just imagine the other students that are in that school. That means there was really a high competition in the school environment. So that really motivated him to come out at the top. He had an after-school goal. He hinted that he looks forward to pursuing a master's degree in the field of differential equations. You can see that Temitope wanted to further his studies in the field of mathematics, and so to be able to do that, of course, you will need a high CGPA to do a master's. If not, you end up doing a PGD program. And I think having a after-school goal is a great motivation for you to achieve excellence in school. Last, he had a principle. His principle was to strive to be at the pinnacle of his abilities while also help assisting those around me. He said that this conviction has been the foundation for his attitude towards his academics, work, and personal life. It has enabled me to strive for excellence in all I do, which has been reflected in my accomplishments thus far. So that the principle really helped him to achieve excellence, not just in his academics, also at work, and also in his personal life. He played football and came out the best sportsman of the year, and he also had other awards. And you can just go ahead to click the link of this article in the description box below. So that brings us to the end of today's video. Sorry, my light is bad and I'm using the sunlight and I don't have time to record again because this is the only time that I have as a busy person, so do bear with me. Watch for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.